I gotta go back and forth 2 weekends in December. It's fucked.
But you're living the dream of being in-demand DJ, traveling Canada.
Here, are we live?
Yeah, I started the timer.
Oh, okay. But you mute us, obviously, beforehand?
Nope. There's music playing.
Nice. And we're just talking shit?
Traveling Canada. Yep. There's music playing.
Nice. And we're just talking shit?
Traveling Canada. Yep.
And we're just talking shit?
Traveling Canada. Yep.
So
there's yeah. Here, I'll mute us now.
there. I look at the check.
Hello, it's Matt and Josh from Sell Comics. Another episode this week of Comic Talking. Guess that's kind of it. We are gonna mourn the loss of Henry Cavill. At least I am.
Sadness.
But first, Sell Comics is your brand new online comic book marketplace. You can list regular comics, slabs, omnis, trades, and more. Sell Comics never charges commission on sale, which is changing. In November, we're going to launch a super low 5% commission for anyone who just wants to list books and pay when they sell.
Cool.
Or if you are selling enough that you think you'll save lots of money, you can switch to that $6 or $5.99 flat fee and never pay any commission.
Nice.
Yeah, still a 3-month trial, which will change to a 1 month when we launch the commission in November. So
cool.
If anyone wants to still get in on it, they can. So we'll start with like medium news for the bit, and then we'll talk about,
Of course,
how sad we are. Which is The Witcher is kind of comic related. They do have Witcher comics, which I have.
Of course.
A Dark Horse Witcher #1, which I really
good,
enjoy the cover of, and will eventually send out to one of the grading companies to get put in a protective slab. But
yes.
Yeah. So last week James Gunn took over the DC EU universe, and he's now changed the name. It is the DCU.
Yes.
Does that really? I guess. I mean, if we're starting over, like, we'll just take one letter out and call it the DC universe. To distinguish us from the MCU, it's the it's the TC. I don't know. I don't even know what that stands like. So MCU is Marvel Cinematic Universe. DCU is just DC Universe, I guess.
Yeah. So they should have just. I don't know. I feel like they should have just kept it the same.
Blaze says he has the Witcher Omnibus.
Yeah, same.
Did they come out with a Dark Horse one way back when?
They might have. I don't know. Someone check that.
There is I know they came out with a couple of Witcher's Lament came out. I believe there was 4 issues like January, which I have sitting in a box, which I read. It was good. But Yeah, I don't remember when the first one came out. I didn't remember the year on it. I'll check on that. But yeah. So now with the DCU, there's some already changes happening. Even though technically James Gunn doesn't take over till November. Well, I guess till today. There was already some changes coming. Green Lantern, which had been greenlit for an HBO Max series, is now going to be focusing on Jon Stewart instead of Guy Gardner.
Okay.
And there's one other one here that they were focusing on, and it wasn't.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Oh, and Alan Scott. Yeah, with Finn Wittrock and Jeremy Irvin top to play the roles. Yeah. Any Green Lantern's fine. Like, let's just get over the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern and let's erase that from our memories. And yeah.
Yes.
So now that it's getting revamped, obviously this will take a lot longer to redo. Don't know, like we're talking 2024 maybe?
I would just assume that it's like
End of 2024?
In the universe of the future. That's it. Like, I don't see it being I can't see it being within the next 3 years.
Yeah, so Mark Guggenheim was tapped to, he did write the script for the show, and he was going to be a producer with a reported $120 million budget, which is expected to be significantly lower. Also, he's no longer executive producing, and they're rewriting the script. I am fine with him not being involved. Arrow started, I think we can all agree that Arrow started out really good for a CW show, and then lost its way, like many other CW shows. Which Stargirl just got canceled on CW, and people are worried that
that
Superman and Lois.
I mean, come on, it's pretty much. I can just see that taking place. Like
them cancel. Well, yeah, I guess with DC they'll now want to reclaim all their properties, and I
feel like they're just gonna phase out everything that they really got going on now. And
so Doom Patrol and Titans might be the last season each for
this. You know what? If anything,
hey Sammy.
Sup, Sammy? If anything, they should try to just pull some characters from those shows, because those are good characters.
You mean from Doom Patrol?
Yes, Doom Patrol. Yes, 100%. Titans, like one or two. Like one or two.
Blaze says just end the Arrowverse. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
They're gonna wrap it all up, I think, and want to keep everything to HBO. Going forward.
I did see something mentioned, and I don't think we have it in the news, so I'll just say it really quick regarding this. Something was it was Tom Welling and the woman who played Lois Lane, Erica something Dunnance, whatever it was. They said that they were open to coming back and like playing their roles if they wanted to finish. If they wanted to finish like Crisis. If they wanted to finish Crisis of Infinite Earths or whatever it was.
Earth. Well, I feel like they're going to do that on the big screen eventually.
I hope so. Fuck.
Yeah. Josh is eating. Oh yeah, it was Halloween yesterday. Did you give out candy?
Yeah.
Or did you just take candy?
I gave away candy for 2.5 hours.
Did you get a lot of kids?
Like 35.
Were you giving away full-size chocolate bars?
No, that was Papa's stash.
We did not give away candy this year. We gave.
What's wrong with you?
Well, so here's the thing. Last year we put out a bowl, given we were in the middle of COVID. Last year we put out a bowl on the porch, and while most little kids with parents were super respectful and just took like 1 or 2 candies, because we give out the good stuff.
Yep.
At the end of the night, these 3 little punks came and just like took all of it, and I saw them do it on camera. I'm like, oh, these little punks are taking it all. So the co-founder of ESL Comics ran out and called them little bastards and threw the candy at them and said, "Take it all, anyways." Oh, it's funny. But yeah, so we didn't do that this year. It's just like,
yeah. I don't know. We were kind of distanced. It was all right. Most of the kids had masks on. We had masks on.
Oh yeah.
It was okay. I mean, we had fun for like 2 hours, just kind of laughing and whatever. We played Halloween themed tunes.
Oh yeah. Blaze says they had 5 kids. Doesn't feel like that's a lot.
Welland should have been way more. That's wacky. That's crazy.
Sammy says he beat the Modern Warfare 2. That's a win for this guy. I heard that the campaign was good, although people are upset over the multiplayer of that game missing some basic features. Although I did not read the article. I might try. I guess when the new Warzone comes out, I might give that a shot. Haven't played in a while, but
I've actually been playing for 2 days.
Okay, so Deadpool 3. We all know Hugh Jackman's coming back. Everyone seems to be stoked about that, including myself.
Yes.
So Jackman talked to Variety, and he said, I went to a screening of Deadpool. I was 20 minutes in. I was like, oh, damn it. All I kept seeing in my head was 48 Hours with Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. So it's been brewing for a long time. It just took me longer to get there.
That's one way to... It's a good way to put it, I guess.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that dynamic.
Yeah.
Of course, by that point, he'd already shot Logan, a movie that ended with Wolverine's story and served as Jackman's official retirement. However, after constant on-the-daily pleas from Reynolds to return, the actor finally made up his mind this past August. It was then he made the call to his old friend. I think, actually, he'd given up. I think it was a big shock to him. There was a massive pause, and then he said, I can't believe the timing of this. Funnily enough, the call came right as Deadpool actor was about to meet with Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige. Oh my God, I'm thrilled. It's like old home week. To get to be on set with one of my closest friends each and every day is a dream come true, but to do it with these 2 iconic characters side by side, that's beyond our wildest dreams. Reynolds says, revealing that he actually pushed for Wolverine to be included in Deadpool 3 when they first met 3.5 years ago. It wasn't possible then, he adds. For this to be happening now is pretty damn exciting. We're all referring to this movie as Deadpool 3, but this is what Jackman expects it to be called. Well, not in my heart. I'm pretty sure Wolverine wouldn't like that title. The release date is November 8th, 2024. So let's look forward to that. That is a cool picture.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously been rumors for a while that it will be like a road trip story / whatever. Guess I have no idea who the villain would be. Like, who would be the villain for Wolverine Deadpool story? I mean, if you're going to introduce someone, it's going to be from the X-Men universe. Like, it wouldn't be...
I'm trying to think, like... I feel like it wouldn't be really a typical villain-esque story. I don't know. I feel like it might be...
I mean, Deadpool 2 didn't really have a villain. I mean, it was a doctor who wasn't, you know, we thought would be Nathaniel, turn out to be Mr. Sinister, and it wasn't, but just experimenting on kids. But that wasn't really...
I can't see it being Mr. Sinister. They're definitely gonna keep him. Yeah, they're gonna keep him for X-Men.
I don't know. If anyone has a suggestion of who should be the villain, it's not gonna be Sabretooth.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't have an idea who would be the villain for that.
I know. I'm trying to I'm like.
So Marvel's Blade has been in some trouble. Apparently the star actor was not impressed by the script, and then they lost their director because of scheduling and the redoing of the script. There is a rumor going out that Cosmic Circus brings word that filmmaker Elgance Bratton, director of the upcoming A24 release The Inspection, appeared on a short list to take the job, but the outlet reportedly believed he's booked the job. I know nothing about this director. This kind of fits Marvel's MO of picking up independent kind of directors who have like a really good movie coming out, or they're like they're hot at the time, and then most of the time it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. Edgar Wright.
Yeah, but just take the words right out of my mouth, baby.
Or Chloe Zhao. Say what you will about the Eternals.
Looked beautiful.
It did. It looked amazing.
Too slow.
And Nomad, the movie she did was fantastic with Frances McDormand.
I gotta finish that.
Little too long. Little too long.
Yeah.
Probably should have been a show. Blaze says X-Ray should be the villain. Okay. X-Ray, wasn't there I feel like Deadpool also in one of the runs had was it T-Ray or Thunder T-Rex? I forget that other character's name. He's kind of a villain.
I remember too.
So now the new release date, well, the release date was supposed to be November 3rd, 2023. That's obviously been pushed and will now drop September 6th, 2024. So almost a full year push.
Wow, I didn't know that. So Eternals came out, what, 20...
Well, it came out during the pandemic, so 2020.
2020.
Yeah, November 2020.
He was in the after credits scene, his voice. And then that's
Yes.
going to push. We're not going to see him or hear him.
You don't know that.
Until 2020. Like, I feel like with everything that's happening, they've probably removed him from any like little cameo spot that he might have. Like,
Didn't you know that he's going to be in Morbius 2? Yeah. They'll try and I expect they'll try and fit him in somewhere before that, whether it's a show or something. Like, I guess
I feel like they wanted to, but now I feel like they're gonna kind of like.
Well, so this puts it between a couple months after Thunderbolts and just before Deadpool 3. So they'll have Blade in September and Deadpool in November. Maybe he shows up at the end of Thunderbolts, but then again, that's mid 2024. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he doesn't.
What about? Yeah. Didn't Deadpool have a thing with Thunderbolt Ross? But I can't see them having the two of them try to fight Red Hulk.
Yeah. So he, the producer of Captain America 4, came out and said that Thunderbolt Ross is the guy that Sam Wilson will be going against. So that'll be presumably the first appearance of Harrison Ford. Thunderbolt Ross will be in Captain America 4, which comes out 2023. There's so many movies to keep track of. Fuck. And Black Panther 2 comes out next week. So,
oh my god, next week, the 11th, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to see it until Monday.
Oh, I'm seeing it Sunday. So as long as you see it before the show, so we can talk about it,
of course.
Then you will not be fired. Okay, so there's some casting kind of speculation on Reed Richards this week. Multiple kind of rumors.
It was all over the place.
William Jackson Harper from The Good Place and Midsummer. Midsummer was a fantastic movie.
Yes.
Creepy as shit. Is the latest actor to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So he has been cast in an undisclosed role in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium, which was a cool trailer. Naturally, Marvel fans are running wild with speculation about who Harper is playing. One main consensus is that Marvel could be pulling the surprise twist of introducing Harper as Reed Richards. We already know that John Krasinski has played a version of Reed Richards in Doctor Strange. So there's this, and then there's also, I guess I can get to it here before, is that Diego Luna has also been rumored for being up for Reed Richards.
Really?
Who is currently starring in Andor. I kind of don't know what they're going to do with this because Kang has a weird relationship with Reed Richards, isn't that Nathaniel Richards, his father from the future, is somehow Kang too? I don't know. It's a convoluted storyline. So,
yeah.
With Jonathan Majors being Kang, it would make sense to also cast another person of color, or not. I don't fucking know because the multiverse is all different, and they already had another, right? So I don't know. Like he was good in The Good Place, and Midsommar was a great movie. Not that he was the lead actor in it, but and Diego Luna is a good actor too. He's great in Narcos and and Star Wars.
I don't want Diego Luna as Nathaniel Richards. I don't like
no
it.
Reed Richards. Reed Richards.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Reed Richards. I apologize. I don't want him as Reed Richards. I don't know if I like it. I don't think it would fit. I think the guy from The Good Place would be close.
Yeah. Who could Diego Luna play? I feel like he could be an X-Men somehow. Not like Cyclops, but like Nightcrawler or Morph or...
Ooh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he could fit somewhere in the X-Men universe as a character. Or someone who... Anyways. Someone agrees with me.
Cable?
No. He's too small.
Too small.
And Cable is already like Josh Brolin. He's coming back as Cable. He will do double duty.
Sorry. I didn't mean Cable. I meant the other one. Who did we talk about?
Cyclops?
The X-Men. No, it's okay.
Morph?
I'm not going to remember. It's all right. Continue.
Rogue. He's playing Rogue.
Yeah.
Storm.
Yeah, exactly.
Colossus.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do the. The guy who played Bishop the first time in Dark Days of Future Past should come back and do it. Omar. He's in that show Lupin, which he's fantastic in. He was completely wasted in Days of Future Past, and he would be fine as Bishop still. And he speaks French. Okay.
Can you do the keys next?
Yeah, I'll do that marketplace then.
Thank you. I just have to run really back. Rip. Do it quick. Ooh, boy. Keys of the week. Your top 10.
Okay. So the top 10 this week has some more speculation. Number 1 and number 2 are the first appearance and cameo appearance of Abigail Brand, who is rumored to be being played by what's her name from Game of Thrones? Daenerys. What's her name? Somebody tell me her name. I forget her name. Anyways, it looks like she'll be playing Abigail Brand in Secret Invasion television series, Disney Plus series, which comes out next year. Crap, what the hell is her name? Emily Clark. There you go. So Astonishing X-Men number 6 is the full appearance, and then number 3 is the cameo appearance. I think she's in Amelia Clark, right? Thanks, Blay. As a cameo appearance. So I have started before this happened. I had started collecting this run of Astonishing X-Men from Whedon and Quesada. So I was lucky enough to get the alert from Key Collector that this was a thing, because I was kind of waiting to jump on to number 6 because it was kind of expensive. So I thought, maybe I'll find it in a bin somewhere eventually. So as soon as I got that alert, I jumped on eBay and bought the first buy it now one for a reasonable price before it exploded. And credit to the eBay seller, he actually mailed it. Some eBay sellers will cancel the order if they realize that the book's about to pop even higher. But the guy I bought from had a good feedback, and I will give him good feedback when I actually pick up the book, which I haven't yet because it's sitting over at the shipping depot. But I was able to get 3 and 6 at reasonable price before they both, I'm sure, are insane prices right now. Okay, so number 3, Geiger is still in the top 10. That got optioned last week or 2 weeks ago from Scott Snyder. West Coast Avengers, first appearance of White Vision.
Of course.
Because we'll have a story later that there is a new series called Vision Quest coming.
Maybe.
I don't know why Micronauts is in the top 10. That's weird.
Keep talking, I'll check.
First appearance of the Micronauts. Baron Karza?
Because they might show up in Quantumania.
Oh, yep, that's a good reason. Number 7, Moon Knight Annual. That's a cover variant by Bill Senequitz.
That cover is sick.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 25.
Oh man, I really like that.
Oh, it's like that's an auction. Auction, $26. $50 buy it now. That's kind of high for, well, no, it's probably on spec for a 1 in 25 of $50.
Yeah.
$54. So it can still be found reasonably priced. I have just the A cover of, like, the A cover is fine too with World by Night on it. I don't know why. It's a 1 in 25, right? So it's limited. Young Avengers, number 6. I believe that's because of the first appearance of Stature, Cassie Lang, who is going to don her suit in Quantumania.
Yes.
Strange Academy Finals is in the top 10. It's got a little fire symbol. I'm not sure why that is. Pick from your main variant character. These are all $4. Oh, it's a Peach Momoko variant. Okay. Well, that makes sense. People love Peach Momoko. Okay. And Ant-Man is here with a key. Scott Lang is Ant-Man. Wow, only $86. It's at a bargain right now, guys.
$100 on that next
Starts
one.
to go up a bit when it's graded at a 7. Oh, a 9.4, only $345. Hey, guys. Blaze says the reason why it's in the top 10 is because Micronauts is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I should get around to reading that. I wrongly have probably always felt like that was like a dollar bin book, because I've mostly seen it in dollar bins, but maybe the writing's good. I will defer
They came from inner space.
I will defer to the audience. Heroic Age Avengers is also in the top 10. First appearance of Zari T'Challa, who probably is rumored to be in Black Panther. Okay, keys of the week in stores this week. Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo, which I am looking forward to.
Yeah.
Team up of Batman and Joker in an effort to locate a missing and endangered Commissioner Gordon and Harley Quinn, while you continue to eat your coffee crisp. Is that your second one?
No, it's the same one.
Murder Term one. Batman 129 failsafe story arc continues. Zer and R backup story continues. The Ones number 1. Every single person in mythology that was told that they were the one are brought together for the first time to defeat the one. Yeah, that sounds like a cool premise. I am 100% going to get
cool.
that.
I like that. Yeah.
But we were told we were special. Behold, Behemoth number 1. The line between the nightmare and waking life blurs when a man discovers that the monster from his dreams might just be real. A real ancient beast that is bringing about the end of the world. Escape from Wyoming, which is a bad idea comic, I think. When a group of galaxy's worst criminals escape a secret intergalactic prison buried beneath Wyoming.
Ooh.
Okay. A small town sheriff and a disgraced alien cop must join forces to bring the outlaws to justice before planet Earth explodes.
Okay.
Is this? Oh, yeah. So it's a bad idea. Okay. I just want to say, I bought. So Bad Idea is like a weird company that will put out like. They put out a comic a couple years ago, 2 years ago, and they had this weird marketing campaign. And comic book stores had to sign up to get authorized to sell it. They made it they made it like one of those things where you have to be cool enough to sell our book. The reverse marketing of like, we're so cool.
Yeah.
So Whatnot, the live marketplace where you do streaming and sell books and cards and whatever, they have got into the comic book publishing arena, and they came out with a book called Alpha Betas last week or 2 weeks ago. I got 3 pages in and I put it up for sale. It's fucking terrible. Like, it's like, the style is like Rick and Morty, like the art, the jokes are trying to be Rick and Morty or South Park because there's a lot of kids swearing.
Okay.
But it's just not fun. It's not funny.
It's not working.
Yeah, I don't. Someone who has
have
someone who has a live platform for selling cards and comics maybe shouldn't get into the published arena of knowing what a good comic is, I guess. I don't know. Some other people might have liked it. I couldn't get through it. So,
Okay.
Hell to Pay #1, a married couple indebted to the Shrouded College utilize the magic bestowed upon them to track down cursed coins known as the Devil's Dollar. Monsters of Metal, which I'm totally getting. Frankenstein's monster, Medusa, Jack-o'-lantern, werewolf, and the Bride form a metal band. Nature's Labyrinth #1 in a battle royale style game. 8 violent felons will fight to the death in an island complex lined with traps and an ever-changing landscape designed by a man only known as Ahab. Orc Island #1, in search of fame, fortune, and a group of adventurers journey to Orc Island to find a highly valuable orc skull, but find a world unlike anything they could have imagined. Quick Stops #1, an anthology of stories from View Askew universe of Kevin Smith films. Vampirella versus Red Sonja. So it's a crossover, I guess. Red Sonja hunts Vampirella across the universe. Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing #2. Variant, a couple of
wicked cover.
Oh yeah, the Francesco Mattina. Yeah, I think this is like a 1 in 50. Because I tried to order. I believe I tried to order.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and it wasn't cheap. Although this says it's only $6. I wonder if. Oh, actually, that's not that bad. Oh, it is a 1 in 25. And there's only 3 for sale. Australia. I wonder what the shipping of that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great cover. Anyways, there's also a variant cover by Kelly Jones, 90s foil edition. Black Panther 11, first to team appearance of an unknown militant force armed with powerful vibranium weapons. Deadpool's back. Deadpool #1. They had, I think, 10 issues. The last time Deadpool had a comic was the end of the mid 2021. I feel like it ended in June of 2021 with 10 issues, and now they're back. Harrower attempts to use Deadpool as a host to create a Carnage hybrid. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind tie-in with the Disney World attraction, because Disney's great at marketing. Secret Invasion #1, 5-issue limited series featuring Maria Hill and Nick Fury versus an invasion of Skrulls. Star Wars Mandalorian #5, first appearance of Fennec Shand in comics. And Tiger Division #1, first solo series featuring Tiger Division, a South Korean super team. Possible introduction of a new character.
That's cool.
Okay. Oh, we already talked about Diego Luna.
Talk about it again. It's alright.
Well, no, because you don't like him for anything.
Whoa, for anything. Hold the phones. Jesus, Murphy.
Okay, so despite hitting a few bumps in the road, Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four reboot is finally starting to take shape. After losing director John Watts, WandaVision Matt Shakeman was enlisted to helm the project, while Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer were recently tapped to pen the screenplay. Jack Ryan starred John Krasinski, which Jack Ryan finally is getting, season 3 is finally getting released after missing for 3 years. I'm super excited about that. Comes out in December. I feel like it's December 16th, so which the co-founder is taking off for 2 weeks over Christmas, so we'll be able to binge watch that. Yes.
Are you traveling at all during Christmas?
No, I don't think so. Well, we might go to, maybe we'll go to Niagara just to see. We haven't seen new kids that were born to my cousins and stuff like that, so we haven't seen. Yeah. Oh, and see, you're in Toronto though? Are you going back home to the fam?
Yeah, I go back.
Okay, well maybe. Wait, will the partner be with you?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll try and figure something out.
Okay.
Yeah. So now through reliable social media, Scooper Leaker has made some bold claims about the direction Mr. Fantastic may be taken in. It said that Marvel Studios is looking for an actor of color for the role of Reed, and that and or star Diego Luna is among those being considered. It's a very exciting possibility. We'd love to see what Luna would do with the character. That wouldn't be the first time some diversity has been added to the Fantastic Four franchise, as Michael B. Jordan was cast as Johnny Storm in the Josh Trank version. Yeah, I don't know. With the Jonathan Majors playing Kang and Kang being related to Reed, any number of possibilities of who could play him is good. And the variants of Kang, like, I don't know. It just...
Agreed.
It makes sense why they would be looking at different actors. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, Vision Quest. We're going to see what happened to White Vision after he left in the end of WandaVision.
Yes.
After getting Kobayashi Maru'd from that logic problem at the end, which was amazing. I love that part of that show.
Yeah, that was like
Yesterday came word that Marvel Studios is developing a new Disney Plus series titled Vision Quest, a new show focusing on Paul Bettany's hero and his place in the MCU. Variety now brings word confirming the work on the series revealed to be assembling at a writer's room next week. According to the trade, Paul Bettany will reprise his role once again for the series, which has WandaVision head writer and executive producer Jack Schaefer attached to lead the writer's room. No word on who else will be part of that group of the writers has been confirmed yet. This will be in like 2025. It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
Given that they're just starting. So, but yeah, I totally want to see a Vision Quest, which also probably means that Wanda's going to be in it too again. Like, she's back. So we'll see her again.
I don't love the name, but
Vision Quest. I believe there's a comic. Limited series that was called Vision Quest. I feel like
that makes sense. So I can't wait. I'm so very excited. I feel like they're going to bring Wanda back first, and then something's going to happen with Vision where he ends up finding her at the end, maybe, or something. I can't see it being a thing where it's a story about him bringing her back this time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Vision Quest. It's a quest for Vision to find Wanda.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's in the title.
It's in the title. Then there you go. That's probably fucking it right there. What am I?
We were overthinking it entirely.
Yeah. Why do I even speak?
Okay. More casting news. Aquaman star Yahya Abdul Mateen II is set to play Wonder Man in Marvel Studios Disney Plus series Wonder Man. He has played the following comic book characters. He's played Dr. Manhattan. He's played Christ, what's the fucking villain from Aquaman? I don't even remember his name now. Not Stingray. Stingray.
Black Manta.
Black Manta, there we go. And now he's playing Wonder Man, a failed movie actor. Also, Ben Kingsley is reported to be in it as well, returning as Trevor Slattery.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's a great actor. He was very good as Dr. Manhattan.
So good.
Say what you will, but Aquaman, he even said himself, it wasn't really a great role. Or movie.
I thought he was great as Black Manta.
Sure, it's just what he had to work with, right? Like,
oh, that was not very good.
Yeah. I'm sure some people may dislike the casting. However, I feel like Wonder Man's a B level enough to do this with, and they maybe went with the best actor they could for the job. Obviously, the fan casting for years had Nathan Fillion, but he is far too old at this point to do that. He's in his mid 50s. Yeah, and he's on a successful TV show, The Rookie, which shoots like 20
by the way.
Yeah, The Rookie Feds.
How?
Shooting 20 episodes a year is pretty. It doesn't give you a lot of time to do other things. So
no.
More casting news from the MCU this week is Agatha Coven of Chaos adds Heartstopper breakout Joe Locke. I don't even know what Heartstopper is. Do you know what Heartstopper is?
Heartstopper, like a heart.
It's a drama series on Netflix. Okay.
Oh, never mind.
So Variety reports the 19-year-old British actress signed on for a role in Disney Plus's upcoming WandaVision spin-off Agatha Coven of Chaos. As per usual, details on his character are being kept under wraps for the time being. Coven of Chaos will focus on the villainous Agatha Harkness, who also managed to defeat Scarlet Witch in the season finale of WandaVision before being bested and trapped in Westview in her nosy neighbor Agnes persona. Further plot details remain a mystery, but it was recently confirmed that Emma Caulfield Ford is also set to reprise the role of Dottie. So people think he's either going to be there. He's either going to play Wiccan, or Hulkling is apparently possible for the show. They were partners in the comics, so I don't know if one or the other. Does he look like a Hulkling or does he look like a Wiccan? It's hard to tell, especially with CGI, and Hulkling will be, hulking. So
yes,
who knows? But this guy will be in Agatha Coven of Chaos, which comes next year.
That's crazy. It's gonna be next year.
Okay, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige reveals why it's taken so long for Namor to make his MCU debut. I always thought, and I guess I'm wrong about this, but I always thought it was a Fox X-Men Marvel or rights issue. I guess it wasn't. So Kevin Feige at the premiere of Black Panther Wakanda Forever said Namor, as the Marvel fans know, is one of, if not the original, and so that forever has been on our lists. I remember 18 years ago putting together, I think we even commissioned a script 18 years ago, and the timing was never right, and the idea was never right. Ryan Coogler on the first movie started pitching a war between kingdoms, and if you actually added cultural specificity to Namor, and that's certainly what he's done in this movie, and it's not Atlanta, it's Talocan, and I can't wait for people to meet Talocanil and Namor. Yeah, I always thought it was an X-Men rights issue that he got included in that, and just Fox never did anything with it, but they've had the rights for 18 years at least. So,
so they sat on Namor for
I'm
18
super
years.
excited to see the Namor on screen, with the little wings flapping.
Well, it's because they wanted to not make him look like a joke, and I would say that they didn't.
Yeah,
like,
I like the weird flat head. The flat head would have been weird.
Yeah. But still, yeah, I'm very excited. Oh my god, next week.
Yeah, and now that he's in there, he could, because he's pretty much ageless. Well, I mean, he ages, but it's very, very slow. He could show up in other things that are like in the past, like in, the mid 50s. He shows up, and they could retcon him into things.
Yeah.
Okay, so now time to start crying. Word came
Get your
out.
Vapes ready, everyone.
What
Take
day
a
was
big
that?
haul.
Sunday. They dumped the news on Sunday. So Henry Cavill, who last week was also announced as coming back as Superman, put out a statement that his journey as Geralt of Rivia has been filled with monsters and adventures, and alas, I'll be laying down my medallion and my swords for season 4, and that Liam Hemsworth is taking up the mantle of the White Wolf. So at first I thought it was some sort of joke. I'm like, this is a weird April Fool's joke. This can't be real. When I think I saw it as a Deadline thing on Reddit, and I'm like, what? That's not true. And then I went to Deadline, and then I went to Deadline. I still didn't believe it, and then I went to 2 other sources. I'm like, oh fuck, this is true. What the fuck? Yeah. So season 1, season 2 had, like, they are always going to have a problem between balancing the books and the games. You had fans of the games who never read the books. You had fans of the books who played the games. But you were always going to have a hard time balancing that out of, like, so people who played the games who didn't see a lot of things from the game were upset, and then people from the books were like, they changed this, they changed that. However, I get the adaptation part of it. Some things don't translate to screen well. I liked season 1. I liked season 2. I felt like the first episode of season 2 got off to a really strong start, and that's kind of what the show should have been like. Although it was always completely watchable when Henry was on screen as Geralt. I don't mind Siri. I don't mind Yen. I feel like they're good in their roles. Some of the writing is suspect. I will totally admit that. I still enjoyed both seasons. I'm kind of worried about how they're going to treat Siri in season 3, given that she is supposed to be with the gang of the rats and being, frankly, quite murderous. I don't know that they're going to... I feel like they might change that.
Yeah.
A report came out also today that Henry had only signed a 3-season deal with Netflix at first.
Oh.
He had signed a short-term deal because obviously, 1, he didn't know where it was going to go. 2, he had said in interviews, as long as they keep telling stories that are true to Geralt, I'll be here.
Yeah.
And I know he kind of hinted that he had problems with season 1 and 2. I don't know that this... It's weird to me that they announced this before season 3 and not after. Or just before season 3. It's also very strange that the showrunner, Lauren Hisrich, didn't come out with a thank you to Henry.
Yeah, very
like
odd.
I know she left social media, which is totally fine, but you feel like she would have put out something PR wise to Deadline, or like thank you, Henry, for all you've done, and you helped us bring The Witcher to screen, etc., etc. She's probably in post with season 3, but I feel like it's kind of telling that she didn't release anything.
Yeah, which
we obviously know Henry is going to be super busy with Superman, and I also read that they're planning on filming seasons 4 and 5 back to back was the original plan. I don't know that they're going to do that now with Liam. I also after I kind of wrapped my head around it, I feel like they either should have canceled it or they should have cast an unknown and not put that expectation of you have to be as good as Henry on it. Like, oh, he's a new guy. He'll find his way. You got to give him a chance, because we all know who Liam Hemsworth is. He's the 3rd best Hemsworth. There's Chris, Luke, and then him. And I know it's going to be hard for him, given that he's got this enormous weight on his shoulders of being as good as Geralt. There's no possible way he can, being as good as Cavill with what Cavill had to work with. But yeah, I don't know. I was super bummed for 2 days about it.
Yeah, mega bummies.
You don't have any more than that?
Well, I mean, from all the, you briefed on it for a second, but from all the interviews that we saw with Henry and the fact that he wanted to keep the character closer to the books as he possibly could, I feel like the combination of that and this Superman push, and I don't think this is a small push either. I think once the whole Black Adam thing happened, Black Adam was released and people obviously saw after scene credits that started that snowball of, okay, so obviously he's back, this is what's happening, and we're gonna Man of Steel 2 is in production, right? They're starting the whole train, and I feel like he's gonna be his schedule with that is just gonna be astronomically insane.
Yeah.
And I think the two of those things together kind of just, it didn't really force him, but it was just he was like, you know what? Meh. And just kind of was like, I'm fine with it. I don't think it was an ousting. I don't think it was anything
It's entirely, so because he signed 3 seasons, it's entirely possible that, and he also took a discount on his
right.
to play Geralt because he wanted to. So he took a discount on his day rate, his normal salary of probably 20 million a movie to be the show. And when he took 3 seasons and then it wasn't exactly going the way he wanted, It also said that there was a lot of travel involved, and that would have been hard for him as well, given that Superman's going to be going full throttle now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't expect to see... Fuck, we also got to know that, like, we also got to remember, he's in Mission Impossible as well, which is still filming movies. Right. So he's in some giant... And Enola Holmes 2 is coming out, so I'm sure there'll be another one of those. So he's already super busy as well, and he needs to get in his Warhammer time. So, yeah, he may have said, I will continue, like, you need to give me my normal rate now after 3 seasons if you want me to keep doing all this travel. And he did it through COVID, and now with Superman, like, he's going to have 0 free time. If I'm going to do 0 free time, you got to pay me my day rate and be more, listen to me more on some of the things I want in the show.
Right.
And they might have said Netflix, has been bleeding money here and there and not hitting their subscriber base, and they added their free, not free, but like ad supported version this week in Canada for like $5.99. They might have just looked at the money and said, you know what, we can get a cheaper actor to fill in for you. We might not get the numbers, but then getting less watchers is fine because our budget is way less. Like, I don't know. I also kind of suspect that they might, like, originally it had been talked about going 7 seasons. I feel like after season 4, they might just say we're done in season 5. They could wrap up the 5 books that were the main kind of storyline.
Right.
Cut 2 seasons out and save a bunch of money. And if no one watches season 5, then at least you got an ending. Or they might even, I thought about this. They might even say, we'll do 12 episodes for season 4 and just end it. Like, condense season 4 and 5 into a bit extra longer season 4. Instead of 8 episodes, it's 12. And then we're done.
I could see that. I could see that 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix is a bigger offender of this than so far other streaming services of canceling shows because they haven't caught on instantly. Like, Amazon stuck with The Expanse. They took it from Sci-Fi, and it's one of the best rated sci-fi shows, in the last however many years. But it probably doesn't get a ton of viewers. But they'll do the small critically rated show and let it grow. In viewership, then no one binged it in the first week. We're done, which Netflix is very guilty of a lot.
Oh, of course. I was curious on what it did since it got to Yahoo.
What, The Expanse?
The Expanse, yeah.
You mean Amazon, not Yahoo?
Oh, sorry.
Jesus. I always enjoy that you do a little vaping before the show. It seems like it helps.
Well, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Matthew, for your candor.
You're welcome. Yeah. So it'll be like with Bittersweet that I'll watch season 3, and I will for sure give season 4 a shot. I just started reading book 4 of the 5. Played the games, whatever. Yeah, and I also see that the CD Projekt Red is remaking the original Witcher game in Unreal Engine 5. So that should be fun to play again through in Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, like I have, I don't hold any ill will towards Cavill for leaving. Like, dude's got to get paid. He's fucking Superman, and he's in some of the biggest franchises in the world. Like, when is he going to be in Star Wars? When is he going to be in Marvel? Like, it's going to happen eventually, even though he's Superman. Like, or he might even be in a Marvel movie as Superman, with the crossover, the Rock talking about crossover one day.
I mean, that I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like now with obviously Gunn over there, it's like it's within 10 years.
Could you imagine the negotiating table to like Marvel versus DC of who gets the more profit for each? Like,
I could only see I could only see them accepting like a 45-55 split.
Oh,
I can't
I
see them
think
going
Marvel would
anything
want.
less.
I think Disney would want 65-35.
Oh, spicy.
Like, Blaze says he's also going to be in House of Dragons. Yeah, that rumor's been going around too.
Right.
There was an interview with one of the guys formerly of MTV News. It was a good interview. They went over that stuff. Yeah, he's a busy boy because he's a bankable star. Obviously, all PC Master Race gamers and gamers in general love him, and would all have a secret man crush on him. Although mine's not so secret, according to my wife.
It's because you say his name in the bedroom. I
do.
understand. Yeah.
Listen, one day. Anyways, yeah. So, The Witcher Blood Origin comes out in December, which is a prequel with Michelle Yeoh. Set I think 100 years before this. So I don't know. We'll see what that's like. The Witcher cartoon that came out last year, Nightmare of the Wolf, that was great. So there are redeemable things that Netflix does with The Witcher. We'll see what Blood Origin is like.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, the producer also came out and said like Geralt is like James Bond or Batman or whatever, that he's replaceable. I 100% disagree with that, but it's happening anyways. So I don't think Geralt is like James Bond or Batman who's replaceable, right? Like we've all been conditioned to understand that Batman, Superman, like all superheroes are replaceable acting wise, because we've already been set up for that in the early 90s. This is just a thing that happens. Like eventually, I'm sure Tony Stark will come back and be replaced by someone else eventually, right?
I mean, eventually, yes.
Yeah,
I
like
think it's going to take
do
a
a whole
while.
reboot and tell a whole new stories, right?
Yeah.
So we're always kind of prepared for that in the superhero universe. It's hard when it's a book and we're not prepared for that, and like James Bond too. We've been prepared for that since the 60s. This isn't something that anyone ever thought would be a replaceable actor, especially given that he said he wanted to do it for 7 seasons if he could.
Right.
So yeah. Okay. Last thing on
we miss him.
Last thing on Henry Cavill is that he hopes Superman will inspire audiences again and be happy.
Yes. Imagine that.
This is such a different take than Zack Snyder's fucking hobo's Man of Steel.
Hobo. Oh.
So there's so much in the way of conversations to be had. Obviously, I have a very close connection to the character, and there's something extraordinarily special about him. Extraordinarily special about his capacity to give and to love. I don't mean romantically. I mean his love for Earth and for the people who live here, and to make people feel powerful and to make people feel like Superman themselves. I have plenty of desires for this, of course, which will be discussed more in time. But the most important thing, which I'll be aiming for, is for the audience to leave the cinema and to feel like they can fly, to feel like they can protect, and to feel like they want to give everyone else that would. Oh, play! I wasn't. I wasn't advocating for Zack Snyder's version of Superman. Quite the opposite. That would be my goal. Yeah. So I hope I'm sure James Gunn fundamentally understands the character of Superman, how he's an immigrant, and will tell stories that superhero stories, but still superhero stories about being an immigrant, coming to being an alien in a not fitting in, right?
Sure.
And what immigrants go through when they come to a new place and how to fit in and the struggles with that. Obviously, it's on a much grander scale of him being the Man of Steel. Zach is actually disagreeing with me. He loves the Snyder Superman, while we have fundamental disagreement about that. Yeah, so I hope it seems like Henry wants to tell inspiring stories as Superman. He's the one that's a beacon of hope, and not Batman, who's just like
right
darkness all the time, right? You have to have that contrast.
It would definitely be a nice change, I feel. But in order to do that, I think one of the main things is that they have a very hard time, and by they I mean producers and
Yeah.
directors have a very hard time of showcasing Superman as relatable.
Yeah.
And I think in comics that's very easily doable because he's on paper.
Right.
But then he comes to the big screen, and then we see, Brandon Ruth in Superman Returns was, not bad.
He was fine as Superman. Just the plot line was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean the plot line was, and the script was whatever, but his Superman was not too bad, and his Clark Kent was okay. But I mean, then we went from Superman, slightly muscular, kind of body built, to Cavill's Superman, which was huge. He was jacked. And like that was very much closer to resonating, but at the same time, again, having a hard time replicating him on screen as relatable. And I feel like his Clark Kent was pretty good. It was like a kind of like maybe a little bit more dumbed down, but so was the Superman, right? Like his Superman was kind of dumbed down.
So one of the kind of the scenes that stands out for me as being, a way to tell that story is in Superman 2 when he gives up his power and him and Lois are coming back from the Fortress of Solitude, and he gets in a fight with that drunk guy at the cafe, and he smashes his hand through glass, and he starts bleeding, and he's like, he's another doesn't understand like how, like the kind of like I don't know. That was like one of the scenes that like stood out as him facing his humanity,
right,
and not understanding how he should feel. Like, have I done the wrong thing? Have I, I mean, then he goes back and gets power, but screw this bleeding thing. But I don't know. I feel like it's hard to tell stories that are relatable for Superman, but you can. It is doable.
Right.
Also, as long as Henry Cavill's Superman, we'll all watch it anyways.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. At least I think so. Like, I mean, in the terms of where he wants to take it, the fact, like, I think it's very evident that he's getting like much more room to do his thing,
Yeah. Who would you want? I mean, so James Gunn isn't going to direct everything. He might step back in and direct some things. I don't know. Who would we want? Who would we want to direct a Superman movie? John Watts? He tells fun stories that are inspiring for kids with Spider-Man. I don't know. Like, he does well with high school and being relatable.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's a tough one. I have to think about
you might want a director who's an immigrant themselves that understands that part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'd be.
Now, who's like? Are we doing General Zod again? Is he gonna come back? Well, I guess.
Maybe. I would see.
I can't really tell you if he comes back or not because of the Flash. But
Right. Oh, right. Oh my God. Right.
But I guess we'll see if the Flash actually comes out. But I mean, eventually they have to do a Brainiac, and maybe Metallo. And
I feel like Brainiac maybe soon. I feel like that
he's got to be like an overall. Like, I guess, are they going to start doing the Marvel version of solo movies with villains with an overall villain every phase? Maybe, are they doing this in phases? Well, Brainiac and Darkseid and Crisis
Well,
on Infinite Earths, and
I feel like they would save Darkseid at least when there's other heroes around. I can't see them including too many heroes in a Superman sequel. Obviously cameos, but you know what I mean. I couldn't imagine much else.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I would want, like, unless it's an end credit scene. I feel like you should keep other heroes out of solo movies for now.
Of course,
Just focus
I would
on
agree.
just focus on that. Don't distract the audience. Like, oh hey,
Yeah.
there's this guy popping up again.
Yeah.
And then when they also have to deal with the Flash and Ezra Miller and replacing him. So
I mean, and then when I'm like thinking about it, what time frame could Superman or Man of Steel 2 even take place? Like with the new lineup of the DCU.
hey, at least you remembered.
They
Copyrighted.
would that be like right before maybe Black Adam happens? So like a story happens, and then like the end credit scene of Man of Steel is him getting like the call to go see Black Adam. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't really know where Black Adam takes place in terms of after Justice League.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It could be years. I mean, Amanda Waller's in it, right? So
Yeah, man. Yeah, she's in it. And do they reference any of the other can't remember.
Heroes? No.
No, if they reference literally anything else that happened in the DCU.
Not that I know
DCU. Glad I just said it. I said it wrong again.
of.
But yeah.
I also thought there would be some Easter eggs in that one scene where Teth Adam is in that thing, where there were other things. trying to avoid spoilers, but there wasn't any Easter eggs.
Well, that we could see, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's definitely a few in there that we probably, if you look back at a screenshot, you might be able to tell by a silhouette of something that you might be able to something to see. But there has to be something in there. There has to be. That's just crazy.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's it for this week. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next week. May or may not have an unboxing, not sure. I think I will have an omnibus to go over. I think my Avengers vs. X-Men reprint omnibus will be at my LCS tomorrow. Fingers crossed. But everyone, thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week. Later.
Sweet.
Thank you.